for migrations, invasions, but initially the migrations. And these migrations, as of us who are now here sitting or on this planet. Now, if you're talking about Goa particularly or India, what we are today, it's definitely a hybrid mix, genetically, culturally, and even linguistically, because linguistic is an important subject for Goa. It's all hybrid mix. I mean, any search for a purity, in most of us we do that even now. It's all illusion. He never said that, but I can draw from his conclusions. But then the question comes, not on prehistory, I am on history. Why history matters? And why we should study history? If you ask me, when I was sitting there, if somebody asked me, you come for this lecture, after listening to his lecture, whether I will be curious to read some basic books on a prehistory, and why we should do that? Now, that's a common question for me. Normally, for history, not on a prehistory, a general perception, the general expectation of people is, if you study history, it can help you to understand your mistakes in the present, or it can give you some lessons for the present. But again, there's a problem. The major philosophers, and one of the philosophers, most of us, you may know, Hegel, the German philosopher, he said it very clearly. The only lesson what we learn from the history is that we don't learn anything at all. We keep on repeating the mistakes. And the most important thinker, political thinker, Marx said that we repeat our mistakes first as a tragedy and then as a farce. In historical sense, Marx was one of the major political thinkers, but he also interpreted history. And while interpreting history, he followed a method. I'm not talking the method which they are following in archaeology. In social science, what he followed a method, that method, understanding events of a long time, why this happened. Now that method influenced both Europe, America, and even our Indian historians. They have adopted that method, and I personally feel that that method and Marx as a philosopher, historical thinker, is still relevant while understanding the history. Second question comes is, and that's very critical for the modern times now, a lot of people feel that studying history gives us some identity.